Hi guys, so I'm going to do a video today of the Chase Bliss Habit, and it's not going to be an exhaustive video. I'm just going to go over a quick demonstration and what I feel about it and is it worth it. I'm not going to go over many of the functions. We're going to go over the basic delay line and some of the looping functions and one of the modifiers I like the most. In the future, I might go over some more stuff. In the future, I'm definitely going to use it for some frippertronics videos because as a basic delay, it's 60 seconds. And yeah, you can do a lot with that, and it'll degrade every time the loop goes around if you do it right. So we have it in a specific mode. I have collect turned on, and I have manual turned on. So with collect turned on, there's a 3-minute memory that sits in the front of everything. I can control where we're using the scan knob, where that sits. We'll listen to that in a second. And yeah, let's turn spread down. That's like a second tap. So we'll just go into a basic delay. I do want to say I bought this with my own money directly from Chase Bliss. So yeah, just disclaimer there. And I've wanted it for a while. I still want a blooper, but this does different things. So it's still cool. And I love it. Okay, so our dry sound, I have scan turned all the way down, meaning that it's at the very front of that 3-minute buffer. So yeah, we have this way down. And let's turn the delay up. And I have a modifier turned on. I believe it's called stability. I'll turn it way up. You can hear what it does. And I have the feedback set so that the input feeds back in through the memory, back out, and it keeps going in an infinite loop. So it'll keep adding that modifier to every new loop, and everything we control will be added to that 3-minute loop. So yeah, it's very confusing. Please watch the Chase Bliss video because I will do a horrible job trying to explain what this does. I know what it does. I can make music with it, but me trying to explain it, it's a cluster trying to explain it. It's weird. It's like 3 minutes and 60-minute or a 60-second delay on top of a 3-minute delay. Yeah. But yeah, so collect is turned on. So infinite overdubs, and we can control the scan by ourselves. If you have scan set to auto, it'll just pick a part of the buffer and play that back. And if you press these two switches together, it clears whatever is in the memory. The memory is not persistent. It's not NAND flash. It's just your standard memory, and it'll clear after power cycling the pedal, so just be aware. That's the biggest difference between Blooper. I believe it's the same platform. This doesn't have the 2 buttons in the front, but yeah, I think the major difference is this does not have the NAND flash, and this just has DRAM. Obviously, it has some kind of NAND flash to hold the firmware, but not to hold loops. So, yeah, we kind of have some, info about it. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. That's kind of what this pedal does to people. So yeah, feedback is set, like I said, input to the output. Let's just make a song with it. We'll stick to a scale. We'll use this to make some pads sound a little more lively. This is a Particle 2 from Red Panda. We'll be using it as a granular delay to make things more exciting. And then we'll use a raster here to make it all stereo. Let's turn on the raster right now. Let's turn this off and so we can hear. All right. So yeah, that is what that sounds like. Here is what the Particle sounds like by itself. Glitchy. Cool. We'll use that for pads. All right. So let's go ahead and get this to full volume, clear the loop just to be sure. We're going to set the repeats like this, scan here, and we'll mess with the scan in a minute. So let's turn the spread up so we get a second delay tap too. And we're going to turn the memory right around here. So this will kick in about, 30, 40 seconds. So yeah, you'll hear. It's important to play in a scale in the same key to make this work as well as it does. All right, nothing's coming up yet because it's still filling that buffer. So if we go back, we can hear it. There's what we did in the past, right around there. There we go. So there's that 3-minute loop going back into the other delay. And we have a second part. I think this is a second tap. We can change where it is in the memory as well. Now all the little changes we're making here are being fed back into that memory, so it's all going to compound. And as you keep going through each generation of loop, it's going to get more hazy and just more lovely because of this modifier we're using that adds like an analog feel to everything, kind of tape. All right. Getting that buffer filled up. All right. Let's turn the volume way down for this pad. This pad is very loud. I'm going to turn on some pitch delay. Now we got some pad in there. Let's scan through it and make something interesting. Any changes we make here are going to be put back into that 3-minute buffer. I'm moving the second taps playhead. And here we go. I think here's where the magic's going to be in this specific composition I made. Here we go, we're building on the echoes, everything's feeding back. And it's starting to sound amazing. Let's add some Car Plus Strong style string synthesis to it, should we? Adding some granularity to that. just add some randomization. Now the 3-minute buffer of this is wrapping back around. Now we get some beautiful textures and sounds. And everything I do, like I said, changes how the buffer feeds back and what we hear. Alright, and let's clear the memory and disable the pedal. Okay, that was like a sort of okay example. I could do a lot better if I wasn't trying to present it to you guys on how to kind of make something with it. I was coming up with some really cool compositions with it. It sounds absolutely wonderful, as you could hear right there. It's just such a lovely sounding pedal. I'm going to bring this up in my one of my sound design field guides, where I use this just as a bass delay because it can go up to 60 seconds in that mode, and it does frippertronics really well. I can't say much that I dislike about the pedal. The only major thing I dislike about the pedal is it's not stereo. Okay, there's two things. So it's not stereo, but I believe that's because it's based on the Blooper platform. The only reason I think that is because it takes 150 milliamps, and while the new stereo pedals take about 225 to 250 from Chase Bliss. So the architecture is the Blooper one, I think. I haven't taken it apart to check. The other thing I don't particularly like is you can only use one modifier at a time. If this is indeed based around the same platform that the Blooper is based on, I would love to see a firmware update. This has USB, so it can be firmware updated. I would love to see a firmware update where we could use two modifiers at once, just like the Blooper. I mean, I guess that would kind of make this an overlapping pedal. Not really, because this doesn't store anything. This doesn't have any flash memory, as far as I know, in it to store any songs. So as soon as you unplug it, everything in your memory gets deleted. So, Chase Bliss, make it so we can use two modifiers if it's possible on the platform. That'd be really cool. I'd like to use the stability, for instance, with a filter. Like this has a low pass and high pass filter, but that's a different modifier. So if I could use two at once, that'd be fantastic. I mean, little nitpick about it, but it is great. It does sound fantastic. It's fun to mess with. It's very hard to explain. Even in videos, it's very hard to explain. That's why I think this video isn't that great, for at least for me, for what it can do. I'm underselling it. Yeah. It's great. It has MIDI capability. I should actually look into using that and maybe having my Zoya or something like my MPC like sequence it somehow. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, the color scheme's kind of neat. It's unique. I'll definitely put it that way. It's not as pretty as their other pedals, Chase Bliss that is, especially the Generation Lost Mark II that I just recently did a video on. But yeah, cool. It's very cool. I don't know more to say about that. If you want to know more about the Habit, if you can ask some questions. Maybe I'll make a video, or I'll try to follow up in the comments about it. Yeah, it's an interesting take on a looper and delay pedal. It kind of lets you write songs in the moment. I've been using it since I've got it, just every night, just putting things into the buffer, filling it up, and making songs out of it. And it's a whole lot of fun. It's a whole lot of inspiration. I think it's worth the price tag. It's a little on the steep side, but other people might not feel that. But if you do ambient music, then I believe it's fantastic. All right, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. I liked my channel's growing pretty well, and I love seeing that. It makes me quite happy. So anyway, thank you. All right, bye.